Gamers, what's good? Master Duel Central. We have a new video for you. So today we're going to be looking at a lot of new decks because with this latest set release, we got a lot of decks that got buffed thanks to the Ragnaraika engine being something that you can splash in so many decks, right? This engine basically revolves around reptiles, plants, as well as insects, and so a lot of different decks can make use of it and also gain some nice consistency thanks to it. And so I thought it would be really great to do a deck showcase style video where a bunch of people from the Discord, are going to be sending in deck lists and replays so that we can show a bunch of new ways to play the game thanks to these new cards. Normally when I make this style of video, I'll show you a list and then I'll show you a replay. But I think in retrospect, it'd probably be more fun to show you what the deck does. And then if you're interested, you can look at the card by card. So we're going to start doing that now. So for the list that we're going to be showcasing, we have like 5 different decks that use the Ragnaraika engine. Then we're also going to be showing Ancient Gear because I don't think I'll be making a deck profile for this. I'm liking a lot of the URs that I need for it, and I don't really want to dive into this pack again. And we're also going to be showing the new Dragon Link stuff because, like it didn't get any new cards, but it did get unhit, which is really nice. And you know what? We got some new Skull Servant support, so I'll even throw a Skull Servant replay in there. Shout out to the Discord. Let's go check out those replays. All right, and we're going to be starting off with plants here. Oh, we get to see this new Traptrix field. It actually looks really cool. So we're starting off with just regular plants with the Ragnaraika engine. This is coming in from PoisonRose, so shout out to PoisonRose. Thanks for the replay. And supposedly this replay is playing through Maxi. So let's see what happens. This deck is really crazy. I tested it. I'm not going to be doing a deck profile on this deck because I don't really like playing plants. It's not that I don't think it's good. It's not that I don't get the combos because I did practice them at least to be able to show it on a deck showcase before the cards came out. But yeah, I'm probably not going to make a deck profile on this. So I figured at least we'll cover it, through a deck showcase. So here we go, starting off with Unexpected Die, and we get Max Seed, and we're going to be summoning out a Sun Seed here. So we're going to fast forward because it's going to be long probably. So Sunseed going to Dryas. Dryas is going to trigger. They're going to Ash Dryas. Oh, damn. Now we're going to go for Ragnaraika, discarding a card, searching the Ragnaraika Bloom as well as the Samurai Beetle. And then you have to banish one of the 2 cards that you search. So my guess is we banish the Beetle here, activate the Ragnaraika Bloom. Bloom is going to add back, special summon from the banish pile, the Beetle. And then you can go into a Skeletal Soldier right under our Dryas. We can go for Samurai Beetle, target the Loki, special summon it. Then we can trigger Skeletal Soldier, summon a Ragnaraika from the grave. They are going to Gamma our Skeletal Soldier. Really strange spot to Gamma here. Don't really understand it, but, fair enough. Either way, we get to shuffle back Dryas to summon our Skeletal Soldier and summon Dryas again, and Dryas is now once per turn. This was also a really bad target for Ash Blossom because of that. We get to grab a Sunvine Sowing, summon out the Sunseed Twin. Sunseed Twin is going to trigger on field to summon out the Genius Loki from the grave, and we get to trigger Dryas to special summon a Sun Avalon Healer from the extra deck. So now we get to bring back our Genius Loki, trigger Healer, gain a little bit of life points, and then we're going to go into Aromaseraphy Jasmine. At this point, we can link away into another Dryas, and with this one, we're going to link away into a Healer. And Healer is going to trigger on Summon, which is going to trigger the trigger the Jasmine to get a Plant Search. So we grab a Rika Petal. We can go Lily Borea, equip it with the Loki, and then trigger the Lily Borea, sending the Loki to the grave to grab the Therion Discolosseum. Then we can tribute our Dryas to summon out of our deck the Aroma Lilith Rosalina. Our opponent is now at 18 cards in the deck. We're going to go for Aromaseraphy Jasmine. I still don't have a negate, by the way, so really surprised we did not get nibbed yet. But here we go, Laurel, Aromaseraphy Jasmine twice. So we get 2 searches. Yeah, because the search effect is not a hard once per turn. So now we get to go Discolosseum, grab Lily Borea, go for Aroma Lilith Rosemary, grab a blend. We can go Mudon, tribute to summon, search a Rika Concon, activate Rika Concon. We're going to set the Rika Glamour, activate Rika Glamour, tributing Mudon, search the Primula, search the Rika Princess. This is a long replay. We're going to summon these 2 and go into a Strenna. Strenna can detach material to add back to the hand a Marjoram, and then we're going to trigger. Wow, we're triggering the Graveyard effect of Twin just to get another summon here. We pay 1,000 life points to summon out the Aromaseraphy Jasmine. They finally get their Nibiru, but at this point we had the Princess in grave. We can negate it with the Rika Concon, so that's really, really good. Summon out using the Aroma Lilith Rosemary, and that also gets to trigger these 2. We make Aroma Seraphine. Oh my god, this is a really weird list. I have not seen a list running all these cards. This is a lot more Aroma stuff than the list I was testing. So anyway, make the Hyperton. They're now at 3 cards left in deck. We go for Lone Fire Tribute. Okay, use these two. Make Teardrop the Rika Queen. What the frick is going on? Aroma Blend. Banish 2. Summon Magnolia. And there we go. The deck out. It's an interesting list. It's definitely an interesting list. Let's go check out the list. And guys, we're not going to be doing a card by card for every single list, by the way, because like I said earlier, all the lists are in the description. You know, you can just go click them and check out the list yourselves. So yeah, this is really interesting. I mean, when I was testing this deck, I was running a lot less Aroma cards, but I guess, hey, if you want to deck out your opponent, those extra Aroma summons definitely seem to come in handy. Yeah, I was not running the Synchro, and we're also running Blessed Winds. I was only running the Humid Winds. So yeah, definitely an interesting list. I definitely don't think it's bad. I'm surprised you found space for 3 Lone Fire Blossom. I mean, it's not a bad normal summon by any means, but personally, I was running like 3 Rosalina. Either way, this is not a deck list review, but if you guys liked what you saw and you wanted to try out the build, well, you know, you can go click that link in the description, and we're going to move on to the next replay. All right, this next one here coming in from Rafael in the Discord, and it is Traptrix Ragnaraika. So let's see this in action. Definitely just another, like, Traptrix basically revolves around insects and plants, so Ragnaraika is just perfect for it. So let's see what we do here. We're going to go for a Serra using Pudica, and we're going to activate Trap Trip Garden, summon out the Traptrix Mantis, search a Arachnocampa, and we get to set the Holutea with the Serra. Activate Holutea by discarding a trap, special summon it, get to trigger the other effect of Serra to summon from the deck a Dionea, and we get to set the Time-Space Trap Hole from the grave. Then we can go into Aroma Seraphine Jasmine, tribute one of our monsters, and summon from the deck the Ragnaraika, the Evil Seed. Interesting. Okay, so we're actually just using Ragnaraika to add to the board here. So banish the beetle like we did in that plant replay, trigger the bloom, bring back the beetle, and we're going to go for a Ragnaraika Skeletal Soldier. Then we can trigger the beetle in grave to special a Ragnaraika from grave, and Skeletal Soldier can summon a Ragnaraika from the grave. This is one of the coolest things about the Ragnaraika engine, is that basically that link 2 almost always equals 4 bodies. You do end up getting locked when you use this engine a lot of the time because of the Evil Seed into only being able to summon insects, plants, and reptiles for the rest of the turn. But the fact that you get basically a free 4 materials, well, 4 link materials off of just making that link 2 is really crazy. So anyway, here we can go for a Bengal Lancer. Dude, adding Bengal Lancer, yeah, dude. Oh, and you get the trap here to pop. Okay. Yeah, that's really good. You get to banish 2 from the grave, search the Ragnaraika Hunting Dance, and this is going to be... Actually, is this going to be 2 pops? This is going to be 2 pops because you're going to have an insect link on the field, and you're going to have a plant link on the field when Bengal Lancer comes back, right? So this is actually adding a lot of ceiling to Traptrix. We get to go for Campa here, use these 2. We go into, of course, a Rafflesia. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this trap... Yeah. You just get to pop cards up to the number of link monsters you control that are insect, plant, or reptile. So you'll have 2 destroys with the searchable trap for Ragnaraika. Then, of course, you have the quick effect bounce with Bengal Lancer, which is awesome. You have the quick effect trap from deck with Rafflesia, which is crazy. And you have 2 really strong sets. I mean, that's a really, really good setup turn 1. We're playing against Illusion, and we're going to Ash the Codal. I would have held my Ash there. I would have held my Ash. I mean, you can. There's better things to Ash in this deck, but you know, it's fine. Either way, it's not like we're missing interruption here. We get the whoa! I didn't even see that. We can go Holutea, bring back Serra. Now this is now a pop 3. That's actually really crazy. And what the? We're playing Illusion Heroes. They just hard summon Destiny Hero, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. So we can time space trap hole it. They're going to chain it. Then we can chain our Bengal Lancer, bounce it. That makes it so they won't have a target to pop on their own field. So they don't get to pop anything. Okay. And then we get to trigger Traptrix Serra since we activated a trap. Summon out the Murmaleo. Murmaleo is going to set a Traptrix Holutea. They're going to summon Gazelle, King of the Mythical Beasts. We're going to go for the Rafflesia to banish this card face down. That is kind of crazy. Banishing Trap Hole. And they just scoop it up. Yo. That was a good showing. I mean, I didn't realize that the Ragnaraika engine could be used to just extend your combo further using the Aroma Seraphie Jasmine. I mean, that added a ton of ceiling to the deck. So yeah, really good stuff. We're going to go check out the list now. And shout out again to Rafael. I mean, I thought that was a really good showing. I really like that. So here we go. This is the list. I mean, of course, again, I'm not going to do card by cards for these things. I'm surprised you're even playing the Armored Lizard. I feel like this is kind of unnecessary, but if you're watching the video, you can maybe let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something here. But yeah, I mean, I thought the list looked really solid. Of course, it's Traptrix, you know, so I don't think it's really much above Rogue. But, you know, you're playing in Master with it, and your ceiling is pretty high. If you're going first, you're winning. There's a lot of decks like that. I'd say Gen X, you know, is pretty similar, where I've been doing pretty good in Master rank with Gen X, just by having, like, a really good ceiling going first, even though going second, you know, as you can tell by these board breakers, is not always ideal. But, yeah, I think this deck is really cool. Make sure to check it out in the description, and let's move on to the next one. This next one from Pydtosofz, always with the good replays. He said he really struggled to get a good replay for this one because people kept scooping. He went, like, 10-1 with this deck in ranked, but it is Ragnaraika Generators. So we're starting off with Sunseed Loki, summoning out the Ragnaraika Evil Seed by just normal summoning the Evil Seed, banishing the Wicked Butterfly. Wicked Butterfly triggers on banish. Then we get to make ourselves a Sun Avalon Dryas, search the Sunvine Sowing. Let's fast forward a little bit here. Shuffle back our banish to summon our insect. Then we get to trigger the beetle in the grave, summon Loki. Then we get to trigger Skeletal Soldier, bring back the beetle, make ourselves a Mantis Monk. Mantis Monk can banish 2 from the grave to search the Ragnaraika trap. Then we can trigger the Skeletal Soldier, shuffle back our beetle to summon it, and make ourselves the Link 5 Stag Sovereign. Use Sunvine Sowing to summon another Genius Loki. Make Healer go into Aroma Seraphie Jasmine. Jasmine tribute Loki. Summon Mardell. Mardell is going to search Generator Boss Quest. Boss Quest is going to reveal the boss of the, I don't know what the name of that card was, but reveal a generator to search basically the field spell in boss fight. Then we go into Bengal Lancer, activate the field spell, set our boss fight and our Ragnaraika trap. Get to summon the Raptor from the deck in our opponent's draw phase. Summon a bunch of tokens. We have 2 links, so we have 2 pops with our trap. We get to go for Raptor effect here, tributing 1 token. To summon a generator from the deck. We're summoning Har. This guy is a monster negate by tributing 2 of the tokens. So they're going to go for Ancient Gear Golem. We're going to just trigger our Bengal Lancer to bounce the Ancient Gear Golem, and they're just going to scoop it up. I see what you mean, man. I see what you mean. We didn't get to really use all our interruption the way we wanted to, but I still think that was a good showing. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely an interesting build. I'm not super familiar with Generator. I tried it, didn't really love it. But I know that Pydtosofz likes Generator a lot. I'll show you the list really quickly here. All right, so here's the list. And I know a lot of people probably groan when they hear Generator, but Pydtosofz is a notoriously good deck builder. He's helped me build many decks in Master Duel. So if you guys are interested in Generator and you like it a lot, I would recommend trying this build just because I trust Pydtosofz a lot with his builds, even though I don't know what really to say about it because I'm not that guy. I'm not a Generator fan. But anyway, let's move on to the next list. All right, and this next one here is coming in from Mazinger. Always has the firest of replays. And this list I'm really excited to talk about. It's very likely you'll be seeing a deck profile for this list because I think I'm going to be trying to get to DLV Max with this deck, or maybe to Master 1. I'm really interested in trying Naturia Ragnaraika. Any excuse I can get to play Naturia is a big deal for me. And I do want to let you guys know, Maz did update us in the Discord that he did get to DLV Max with this deck. So yeah, Naturia Ragnaraika is a very real strategy. The Ragnaraika engine really helps with awkward hands because you can use it to get into a Aroma Seraphie and summon a Camellia from the deck, so it can fix a lot of hands. And otherwise, I mean, we'll just see what Maz does with it. But let's just check out the replay here. I'm just saying, really hyped for this one personally because I love Naturia. So we're sending the Sacred Tree here, grabbing a Mole Cricket, then we can go for Wicked Butterfly, effect of discarding to special summon an insect from our hand. They're going to chain Maxi here, and thankfully we're playing Naturia, which means that we don't care. We just set the Blessing and set the Imperm, and they're going to go for Harpy's Feather Duster. We're going to chain the Mole Cricket, probably triggering the Camellia, and then we're going to activate our Naturia Blessing to special a Naturia from hand or grave. Okay, I thought we would go for a Naturia Beast, but instead we're opting for the 2 monster negates here, which, I mean, makes sense. That's fair. We have Veiler plus 2 monster negates. That's a lot of interruption. they're going to beat over Sunflower, not knowing that as soon as they summon anything, Camellia is going to bring back a monster. So we'll be able to bring back this Sunflower pretty safely. So yeah, this is a really good strategy all in all. So, okay, that's good. We negate the Kashtira. Fenrir, they're going to go for Supreme Seamare. On summon of Seamare, we get to bring back our Sunflower. And this is a really good interaction for us. I mean, Seamare is going to send a Havness to the grave, and we get to negate it. Oh, no, they get to chain block it with Fenrir. Oh, that's actually really smart. That's really smart. They chain block the Havness with Fenrir. I like that. I like that. So we do get to negate Kid Kalos, but we'll have to negate her twice if we decide to... No, they get the chain block again. Oh, hold on. This is crazy. This dude is playing, like, really well, actually. All right. So dump a Sharon. Then they go for Planet Raidsoth. We did not go for Sharon effect in Grave, probably to not get negated. Then we use the effect of Kashtira Tier Limit to summon. We mill a Solik, grab a Sharon. This is a crazy replay. Okay, going for Trivic Karma. So yeah, Maz being very, very conservative with the negate here. Really trying to make sure that it's a high impact, important negate. Grabbing a Havness with the Perlerino. Going for Kid Kalos. Summoning back the Sharon. We're going to negate the Kid Kalos here since that's not getting chain blocked. Mill 2. We did mill our trap here, which is awesome. They get to trigger the Havness in hand. Yeah, okay, so we choose not to negate the Havness. We'll let them mill 3 here. That's fair. They ran out of fusions anyway for this turn, so the mill is not as big of a deal. And we do get to search a blessing here since our trap was milled, so that's a really, really big deal. As soon as we draw, they're going to go for Meta Noise to flip down our Sunflower, which is a really weird move because we can literally just flip it back up on our own turn. That's such a weird move. Anyway, we go Maxi on Rhinoheart here. Yeah, Maxi on Rhinoheart. They summon Rhinoheart, sending Sharon to the grave. Oh my god, we drew into Called By off of Maxi. That's crazy. Then they're going to go for Fenrir to banish the Mole Cricket. And Mole Cricket can't activate in the draw phase, so that kind of makes sense. We get to Called By the Sharon. Dude, we're like on Chainlink 5. Oh, we're just going to go Blessing to like make Naturia Beast using the Mole Cricket. That makes a ton of sense. So yeah, like Blessing effect to Synchro Summon into Naturia Beast. Called By is going to resolve, obviously, to banish the, what was that? The Sharon? Yeah. Banish the Sharon. Scream is going to mill 3. They mill the Rhinoheart. Who cares about that? We get to trigger the Mole Cricket in the grave since... wait, why do we get to trigger the Mole Cricket in the grave? Oh, no, it's because we summon a Naturia Beast. I'm so stupid. How did I forget that? Yeah, if we summon a Naturia, it also gets to come back. I forgot about that. Anyway, get to trigger Mole Cricket, summon 2 from the deck here. We're summoning Camellia. Camellia, send the Sacred Tree to the grave, grab a Blessing. Use these 2, make ourselves Aroma Seraphy Jasmine, and we're tributing Naturia Beast to summon a Lone Fire Blossom. Lone Fire Blossom, summon Ragnaraika, the Evil Seed, and now we're... Okay, this is one thing. This engine adds a lot of firepower to Naturia. So we can go Ragnaraika Bloom, which also lowers our opponent's monster's attacks, which is pretty useful. Summon out the Selene Snapper. And Selene Snapper can banish 2 to pop our opponent's back row here. Then we get to trigger the Wicked Butterfly in the banish pile just to get some draws later. Summon the Mantis Monk. Mantis Monk can then banish 2 from the grave to search the Ragnaraika trap. Get to trigger the Selene Snapper in the grave. Shuffle back the Camellia. Go to battle. Beat over some of the tier limit monsters that might trigger... from being destroyed by card effects. We get to draw 2 at the end phase with Wicked Butterfly. We have our Hunting Dance set up and Naturia Blessing, which is going to be 2 monster negates if we need them. Here our opponent goes for Super Polymerization. They're going to trigger the Tier Cache in the grave. We get to trigger the Mole Cricket since they summon from the extra deck. And we go for the Hunting Dance before they change the attribute of the Mud Dragon here. So Mole Cricket gets to come back. And it's also because we didn't want them to banish with Fenrir. This is a really good replay, by the way. Maz is playing super well. Both of these players are playing quite well, actually. So anyway, they're grabbing a Crime, going into a Dugarez. I don't get the Dugarez here, but either way, we can go for Blessing and a special summoning Naturia, and then we can also chain our Mole Cricket. Mole Cricket is going to summon Camellia, get to bring back Sunflower, and now we have 2 monster negates on the field. We get to mill a Camellia from the deck. Not necessarily useful, but it is what it is. Now, they beat over the Sunflower. They trigger the effect to draw 2, discard 1. They send Crime to the grave. Crime is going to grab the banished Sharon. I'm not sure how good that's going to be, though. They're going to go for Mudora to special summon itself. Oh, that's pretty strong. They can shuffle back whatever target you have for Camellia. That's pretty good. Pretty strong. So our Sunflower gets shuffled back. Still, I mean, like, they're not in the best position. Oh, wait. Yeah, they maybe should have shuffled back the Naturia Beast. That was maybe like one of the best Naturia monsters in the grave that we could bring back there. But, you know, it is what it is. They're going to go for a Redoer here. Redoer, go to end phase. All right, dude. We draw into Imperm. I think it's pretty much over at this point. I mean, there's really nothing they can do. Yeah, they get the Sharon effect, and that's cool. But as soon as they summon Kaleido Heart, we get our Camellia effect to bring back from grave. Like, whatever they remove will not be enough here. So it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, they do have another Shuffler, though. Maybe that cleans it up. I don't know. I don't think so. We even have Mole Cricket in hand. We have Bloom to do it again if we want to. Like, we just probably crush here. Go for Bloom. Bring back the Samurai Beetle. Go into a Dryas. Are you kidding? We're going Dryas. Make Mole Cricket. Mole Cricket, summon Camellia and Sunflower from the deck that were shuffled back by our opponent. Go into Skeletal Soldier. Skeletal Soldier, bring back Insect Beetle. Bring back the Lone Fire Blossom. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Go into the Bengal Lancer. Dude, this is so cool. I gotta try this deck. This looks so fun. This looks so fucking cool. Bring back Skeletal Soldier. Activate Bloom again just for fun. For the attack. Oh my god. Yeah, good replay as always from Maz. That was a long replay. That was like 7 minutes. Maybe I should have fast forwarded that a little bit, but it's recorded. You know, it is what it is. Let's go check out the list. All right, so thank you again to Maz. Here is the list. I'm super excited to try this one out. It looked so good. Sorry that replay was so long. I'll try to be quick on the deck portion to make up for it. This is a mid-rangey deck where the duels are usually like all your moves are like need to be very high impact, but you don't have that many moves to make. So that's why I guess I took longer on the replay. You know, it was like a 5-turn duel. Whatever. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I think the deck looks awesome. I'm definitely going to try this. This is very likely to be what I'm going to be streaming when I go for DLV Max, probably on the next stream. But yeah, shout out Maz. Okay, let's move on. All right, this is going to be the last of the Ragnaraika replays, and we kept something saucy. This is coming in from the longest running supporter of Master Duel Central, Rapture. Thanks for all the support. He's a big fan of Predaplant, and this is Ragnaraika Predaplant, dude. So we're going to start off by discarding the Clammy. So this guy's, and we're going to banish the Wicked Butterfly, summon out the Insect Beetle, make ourselves a Skeletal Soldier. So as you've seen before, Beetle triggers, and then after Beetle triggers, we can trigger the Ragnaraika Skeletal Soldier and get a total of 4 link materials on the field. Very good. And as you see here, this is basically one of the most popular uses for this engine, is that link 2 pretty much always gets you set up into doing an Aromatherapy Jasmine. So this whole engine basically guarantees you access to a plant in your deck, right? Because then you can just tribute the Insect Beetle and summon any plant from your deck with the Jasmine. So really, really crazy stuff here. So we're going to go for Jasmine, tribute the Beetle, summon out the Orphis Scorpio, discard the Droll to summon a Darlingtonia, search the Ultra Polymerization, summon out the Saraceniant, and then we can trigger the Ultra Poly, summon Ambulomites, and then I think we get to summon back the materials that we used in the grave later with Ultra Poly. Yeah, by banishing it. That's a cool card. So anyway, we get to search a Predaplanting, and Ambulomites is going to search the Predapruning. I'm sure I butchered that name, by the way. Going Ultra Poly, banish to summon the 2 materials we use to make Ambulum, and then we're going to tribute our Saraceniant to summon out Biblis from the deck, make Aroma Lilith Rosemary. Get to trigger Rosemary to search an Aroma card, and Biblis is going to search a Predaplant monster from the deck. So we're going to search the Bufolicula, and then Rosemary is going to search Aroma Blend. At this point, we can go for Aroma Blend, discarding a card to set up the Humid Winds. We go into a Ragnaraika Chain Coils, Royal, by the way, very nice. And Blessed Winds, bring back from the grave our Link monster there to make ourselves a Mantis. Then Mantis can banish 2 to search the Hunting Dance. We're going to activate Predapruning, bringing back the Saraceniant. Then we can set up the Bufolicula. Bufolicula can fusion summon monsters on the field, so we're going to go into a Dragostapelia, and we have Predaplanting here. So just for people that are not familiar with Predaplant, if you have Dragostapelia and Predaplanting, you have Skill Drain on the field for only your opponent, because this card will negate any monster on the field that has a Predator counter on your opponent's side of the field, right? And Predaplanting just puts Predator counters on every opponent's monster. So yeah, so this plus this equals all your opponent's monsters are negated. Then you have 2 pops here as well. And I think it's actually 3 pops because with Blessed Winds, you can bring back your Link again on opponent's turn. So pretty insane board here. And we also get 3 draws at the end phase. So yeah, pretty freaking nasty. These draws are kind of insane. We're going to start off with a Maxi here. We're going to go Dragostapelia to negate the Fenrir. And then we're going to go Blessed Winds to bring back an Aroma monster, from the graveyard, bringing back the Rosemary. And yeah, we have just a bunch of Link monsters on the field here. So we have a bunch of pops for our Ragnaraika hunting dance. We do get to trigger also. I forgot about these effects. They all have like little effects, you know. This one, if your opponent activates a monster effect, neither player can activate the effects of monsters in the hand this turn. So basically, Chain Coils can stop your opponent from activating monsters in the hand as soon as they activate any monster effect, which is actually pretty useful in some matchups. It's actually a pretty strong floodgate type effect, depending on the matchup, of course. So anyway, here we go. We go Predaplanting. We get to dump a Biblisp and give everyone a Predator counter. So now our opponent's 2 monsters are negated, and Biblisp gets to search a Triantis. They're going to go for the effect of Rise Heart. It banishes for cost, unfortunately. So personally, I would have probably just held my negate. But either way, we do get to pop 3 cards on the field here, which is pretty crazy. They're going to go for the Dark Room of Nightmare. What? Okay. So let's just fast forward here. I mean, we've already cleaned it up pretty much. Bring back a Link from the grave. Go for Selene Snapper. Selene Snapper can banish to pop back row. So we're going to remove the back row here. We're going to activate Triantis. And we're going to use the fusion effect, which can also use the Pendulum Scales to summon a giant Trifoverdum. Then we get to trigger our Pendulum effects of Bufoli, Kula, and Triantis. Add back the Triantis. Pop a couple cards and swing for a big old 13. A big old 13, dude. Pretty cool replay, dude. Shout out to Rapture, and thanks again for all the support. Let's go check out the list. All right, so this is the list right here, and I'm not gonna lie, just from looking at that, it feels like this might be a better way to play Predaplant than branded, especially now that we only have like 1 branded fusion and so many hits to branded in terms of consistency hits. Predaplant has been kind of like struggling, but it does seem like this might be a really solid new way to play it. I don't think I would put it above Rogue or anything, but it is like, it definitely seems like the best way potentially to play Predaplant right now. So big shout out to Rapture. As you can see here, we're running 3 Maxi, 3 Droll, and that's it for the hand traps. You know, unless you like, oh no, we have 2 Imperm here. All right, that's not too bad. You know, you have 8 hand traps and 3, 4, 5 board breakers. Super Poly also crazy in this deck, by the way, because this deck is the Super Poly deck. It's almost like an archetypal card for this deck. So yeah, really good replay. All right, let's move on. All right, and we can't do a deck showcase without having at least 2 Mazinger decks. This next one, we're done with the Ragnaraika stuff now. This is Ancient Gear. I'm probably not going to be building this, unfortunately, for budget reasons. But yeah, we're going to be going second into Yubel, which notoriously I've said is the reason that I don't think this deck is going to be super good. So Maz kind of just trying to one-up me, I guess, and trying to prove me wrong here. So we have Urgent Schedule in hand. We have Gamma, Ancient Gear Duel, Tanker, and Advance. This is a really, really good hand. Urgent Schedule you'll love to see every single time. And let's just fast forward here because you guys have seen this combo a million times before. They're setting up a Phantom, getting a Squirmer, summoning out the Yubel, summon Squirmer, pop Yubel, summon Yubel 2, go into a, oh what, a Yama? That's crazy, dude, never seen that before. Okay, grabbing a Shawarma, and now we're going to go for the graveyard effect of Squirmer, summon back the Yubel. We're going to go for a Shawarma, pop the Yubel, and then we get to blink away into a Unchained Soul of Rage. They're going to go for the Shawarma effect in the grave, and we're actually going to Gamma the Shawarma, which is going to force out their Phantom here. They're going to get to summon out a regular Yubel yet again, you know, make another Phantom. Oh, they're going for the Ibli lock too. We're playing through Ibli. So they're going to go Gigantic Sprite here. We're going to go Gamma again. Now they're going to summon Elf. I guess at this point we can... Oh, we couldn't Gamma that? Oh, okay. So Elf summoned something back from the grave. Now we can't even Gamma anymore because we control a monster. So what do we do about Ibli? What? Oh, we had the Linger Reba. Okay, very base, very base. I mean, you have space in your extra deck for it. You might as well run it because you're not using your extra deck that much with this deck. Now we can go for Ancient Gear Fortress. They're going to go for Escape of the Unchained, popping the Advance, and we're going to chain Linger Rebo to negate it, to which they're going to chain Phantom of Yubel, to which we're going to chain our Cyframe Gear Gamma, to which they're going to chain Sprite Elf, bringing back the Ibli. But doesn't... Oh no, Ibli, then they can just link away the Ibli with IP Masquerena. I see. So we might get Ibli locked again. But I mean, it's not that big a deal. We can definitely link away. We have a lot of materials here. So they're going for Soul of Rage, and they're going for IP Masquerena, linking away the Ibli most likely. Yep. Making a massive Appaloosa. 3 material Appaloosa here. And they get their Soul of Rage to go SP Little Knight. This is actually really scary. This is really crazy stuff. So they're banishing the Driver to make sure you can't link away with Driver and Ibli. Here's what they're not realizing. I believe Ancient Gear Fortress can just pop our own card. Or is it Advance? Yeah, Advance can just remove the Ibli to search. Then we get to go for Urgent Schedule, summon a Dark Golem, as well as I think that was Tanker, if I'm not mistaken. Not Tanker, I mean Commander. Yeah, we got to go for a Ballista, search Gear Town, activate Gear Town. Then we can go Ballista, pop Gear Town, negate Appaloosa, trigger the Gear Town, summon out the Tanker. By the way, the reason they didn't negate that is because I believe one of our cards makes it so they cannot. Yeah, during the turn they were normal or special summoned, your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects, and they can't be destroyed. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of Ancient Gear cards and effects. So this is a really cool thing because we can actually go Ballista. They can't chain the SP Little Knight, and we get to negate the Appaloosa to not have to deal with all those monster negates. So really, really strong stuff there. Now we get to go Ancient Gear Dark Golem, grab ourselves 2 cards and send 1 to the grave. We grab the Ancient Gear Fusion. We can go for Commander in the grave to set up the Ancient Gear Duel on the field. Then this is going to make it so when we Fusion Summon, we can swing 3 times with that Fusion monster. So we're going to go for Ancient Gear Fusion, summon the Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Then we get to go for the graveyard effect of Ancient Gear Catapult, and they're just going to scoop it up at that point. I mean, we had it in the bag. I'm not gonna lie, that's a great showing. I'm not really surprised that Maz is like way better than I could ever be with this deck. So yeah, shout out to Maz for that. That was a good replay. I'll show the list very quickly here. And this here is the list. You basically always want like 3 of the statue and 3 wyvern because these are like really strong starters. These are more so like added combo pieces, and you don't really necessarily, well, it's not really a bad thing to draw ancient gear dark golem, but like, you know, it's not bad to just leave it in the deck either. So 2 is a totally respectable amount. You do need 2 though to be able to fusion summon, sending one of them to the grave sometimes and stuff like that. Then you have like the 1 Gear Town because it's very searchable and it's a UR, right? So you don't need more than 1 Gear Town in this deck at all. Couple copies of Super Poly, you know, couple board breakers, Forbidden Droplet, really important for this deck. Lightning Storm, Talents, you know, it's a hard going second deck. So, you know, you're running Urgent Schedule at 3 as well. And this is the extra deck. Again, you're not using that much of your extra deck, you know, like in a typical duel, you're likely to use like Dugares and just some fusions and your Ballista. And then the rest of the stuff is more like situational. Like here you had like Lingaribo come in and be very clutch. I'm sure there's scenarios where SP is very clutch. So yeah, a good amount of like space in your extra deck for expression, you know, like Maz decided to run, you know, some super poly targets. You know, you could try other things. There's definitely some flex spots in here for sure. Anyway, next up, we're going to take a look at Dragon Link. So yeah, Dragon Link didn't get anything new. By the way, shout out Jadistic. He's the one that's hooking us up with the sauce here. Big Dragon Link fan who's been waiting ages to get back his White Dragon Wyvern Burster. And yeah, I mean, I did see this deck do a little bit of a resurgence. I've seen a couple Dragon Link players in ladder, you know, so that's pretty cool. We're starting off with a Lubellion here, summoning out the Seifert. Man, I haven't said these names in ages. Grabbing a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Go into a Magnamut. Magnamut's going to search in end phase. We're going to go for Vision Resonator, and then we're going to tribute the Magnamut to summon out the Bestial Lubellion. Go Branded Regain. Then we can just synchro up into Baron, trigger the Vision Resonator to grab a Crimson Gaia from the deck. Then we can special out the Collapse Serpent, banishing the Lubellion, go into a Striker Dragon. Let's fast forward a bit here. Collapse Serpent is going to search. Striker Dragon searching the Boot Sector Launch. We get to grab a Wyvern Burster, summon out the Wyvern Burster by banishing the Collapse Serpent. Go for Rendered Regain, shuffle back the Collapse Serpent, activate Crimson Gaia, grab a Vision Resonator, and then we can go for King Sarcophagus, discard the Vision Resonator, dump a I don't know how to pronounce that name. We're going to go into a Romulus. Then we can trigger, summon out the Pisty, trigger the Wyvern Burster, go Ravine, discard Collapse Serpent, dump the Apsarouter, search Rocket Tracer. We get to go for a Boot Sector Launch, summon out the Tracer, and we can go into a Triple Burst Dragon. We're both pointing to the same thing. Bring back the Tracer here, go into a Hieratic Seal. Love to see it. Tracer, pop the field spell, summon out a Recharger, go into Striker Dragon, target itself, you know, do the Rocket Recharger line, basically. Get to dump the Charger, bring back Triple Burst Dragon from the graveyard, activate King Sarcophagus, summon out the Imseti, and use it as a link material to make a Borrowland. Then we get to grab a Baldrake. So what we have here basically is we're going to get the summon from grave with the regained. We have the draw from the regained. We have the bounce from Hieratic Seal, which is also going to be summoning any dragon you want from your deck, including a bestial such as a Druisworm. We have the negate with Borderland Dragon. We have the Baldrake, which can also like send the rocket you bring back with Borderland to banish a monster special from the extra deck. And of course, we have the Omni Negate with Baron. This is a strong board, a very strong board. Don't sleep on Hieratic Seal, dude. So they're going to go for Planet Rightsoth here, adding the Fenrir. I swear if you play this card, you have it in your hand. Dude, every time I play against a Cashier player, they always have Rightsoth in hand. It's crazy. But anyway, so we're just going to negate the Fenrir frame 1 here. That's going to be our first order of business. Bring back the Magnamut using our regained. They're going straight into a Typhon. Oh my god, they're in struggle mode big time. On Summon F Typhon, we can just bounce it, and now they can't even summon anymore. Damn. Damn. That was a good combo. I like that you're using the Horus engine just to feed into your Link summoning more instead of like necessarily using it for rank 8s. Of course, you have Vampire Lord or Zombie Vampire is what it's called. So, you know, that can be kind of like a budget Chaos Ruler. But, you know, if you don't need it, you might as well use them like as Link material and just like, you know, boost the ceiling of your board a little bit. Really cool replay. Love to see it. All right. Now, I'm curious to take a look at the list here. We're running a couple of engines that are pretty interesting in here. So, for example, we have the Vision Resonator, which makes a lot of sense because it can special summon itself with the Bestials. And, you know, if you're lucky, you can land into a Bestial Lubellion and just use Vision Resonator plus Lubellion to make a level 10 Synchro very easily, very free. Crimson Gaia, of course, is a really good card that pluses you. So, you know, once this is used as Synchro material, you'll get to search a Crimson Gaia, add another Vision Resonator to your hand, and, you know, you get like either discard fodder or whatever you need it for, really. Then we're running basically one of each bestial name, so this is kind of what I expected, honestly. Druisworm went to 3, but I don't think you necessarily run 3 Druisworm, honestly. All the bestials kind of have like a really good utility, so personally I also would probably just run one of each if I was playing Dragon Link right now. We have 2 Tracer, 3 Seyfert. Seyfert is like one of your best starters. We have the 2 Collapse Serpent, the 1 Wyvern Burster, which makes a ton of sense. All in all, it's just nice to see Dragon Link back in action here. The extra deck, as you can see here, looking pretty clean. We only have 2 rank 8s, so you know you can do like a Photon Lord early if you have like full Dragon Link combo in hand, obviously. So you could go like a Imseti. If it goes through, you set up 2 level 8s, make Photon Lord early, and just go full combo. And if you don't have full combo, then you know, fuck it, we ball, we go for Zombie Vampire and just try our luck at that. Okay, and let's finish it off, yes, with Skull Servant slash Lightsworn from Bidoof in the Discord here. This is, you know, Whites, they finally got their final little wave of support here with the White Lord. And, you know, I figured, you know, we might as well include it. It's pretty cool. I love these cards, to be honest. So here we go. We discard the White Baking. We get to search our White Lord and White Prince. A White Prince triggers in the grave, gets to send 2 Skull Servants to the grave. We go for a King Sarcophagus yet again. Yeah, dude, Horus Engine plus this just makes so much sense. We get to go for Uni Zombie here. Bring back the Imseti. Bring back the Happy. Use these 2. Make a Zombie Vampire. It only makes sense. We are playing a Vampire deck after all. Mill a couple of cards. We get to... Whoa. I did not see the Chilliman cards in your list. What? Wait, what? Okay, so we're making Kit Kalos here, sending a Tier Cash mill 2. Send the Wise. Summon out the Dragon Link. Dragon Link gets to send to the grave a Felis. Felis triggers in the grave. Summon Felis. We get to go with these 2. Make Minerva. Okay, this is going to take a while. Minerva, mill 2, summon the Wolf. And then we're going to use these 2 to make another Minerva, the other Minerva. Detach Material, mill 3, get to draw 1. We get to summon out our Tier Cash with Kit Kalos, mill 8 total. Oh my goodness. Wolf triggers twice, and we get our Felis. So we basically get Felis and Wolf here. With these 2, make a Baguska? And make a 4 Material Appaloosa with a Baguska. Go King Sarcophagus, White Lord, mill more. We're at 10 cards left in deck now. Mezuki Effect in the grave, bring back a monster from the grave. Mezuki Effect in the grave, bring back a monster from the grave yet again. Make a IP Masquerade. Yep, makes sense. White Lord, banish itself to summon a Skull Servant from the grave. I mean, a King of the Skull Servants. And that card is changed to defense position, but it's a good material to just make SP on opponent's turn. They're just going to Kaiju our Baguska. We're going to go straight into SP. And they're just going to pop our... Okay, because they pop our Appaloosa with Lightning Storm, but we do have SP here that doesn't get destroyed thanks to IP Masquerena. They're going to go Almirage, summon a Cyber Dragon. We banish the Cyber Dragon. They chain Duality to summon out Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. Send 2 to get a bunch of swings. Activate Overload Fusion. By all means, we should be losing this. What's going on here? What's going on here? Pop that. Okay, but to be fair, no, we live because King of the Skull Servant is going to come back forever. Bring back King of the Skull Servants in attack position. They can't beat over it. They make Nova. Nova detach. Right. Okay. Summon 2 from the grave. This is cool. Make Infinity. Infinity can grab our material, our monster, make it a material. So we have to play through this Omni Negate here. What are we going to do? We have Sharon in hand. We activate Sharon. We have a lot of activatables in the grave, to be fair. They're going to negate Sharon. That was the worst move ever. Okay, so we get to just summon Roll Kalos, activate Whitemare in hand, bring back the Lady in White, trigger our White Lord to summon back King of the Skull Servants and just swing for 1 billion damage. Okay, okay. That was a good replay. That was a good replay. Shout out Bidoof, dude. Shout out Bidoof. Hey, yo, this list is pretty neat. I didn't see the tier limit cards in your list. Did you, like, maybe he modified it after? I'll just show you the list he did send me. It did not have tier limit cards, as if I remember. Yeah, so here's a list he sent me. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah, there's no tier limit cards in here. Anyway, I mean, that's fine. Maybe he tested it more and then he was like, actually, the tier limit cards are a little like a little too much. Maybe it'd be better to just focus on doing the zombie and the Lightsworn stuff. Either way, though, yes, Whites and Lightsworns, they go very well together. It works really well and it's really cool. I mean, I love Skull Servants. Do I think this is a competitive deck? No, but it is kind of based, at least, you know, like it is pretty cool. Like I said earlier, all the decks are in the description, right? So if you guys want to copy any of these lists, feel free to use the links in the comments. Thanks again to everyone that submitted lists and replays for this video. I know it's a little bit later than it should have been. Honestly, it's because I forgot to announce it in the Discord the day of the new pack. Normally, I announce the deck showcase in the Discord the day of the new pack so that we can do it pretty quickly. But that was not the case this time. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed the video, and I'm sure it was still pretty useful. I mean, so many lists in here, so many ways to use Ragnaraika especially that I think could be very, very valuable, especially since we're in the Duelist Cup right now, right? So you could surprise your opponents with something a little bit different. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It's really a blessing to get to do this. And yeah, I hope you have a blessed day. All right, peace.